Hello and welcome here to another video on the channel today, and it's going to be something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a man who's been heavily linked with Barcelona and indeed many of Europe's prestigious clubs. It is Ousmane Dembélé of Rennes in France. He's the player that we're going to be taking a look at, and we're going to be looking at exactly what he can bring to the club should he be brought in, and why everybody is talking about this young attacking player. So first of all, he's an extremely young lad. He's 18 years old. He turns 19 next month. He's a French international, under 21, under 19, under 18. He's played for all of France's underage teams. He's yet to make an appearance for the French senior team, but looking at his form this season, that is not going to be too far away because he has been electric in 2016. He burst onto the scene from nowhere. He's scoring goals, he's creating goals, and he's become an absolutely massive part of this Rennes team at just 18 years old, who are now 5th in Liga 1. So it's going to be really interesting to see exactly who is interested concretely in this player, because many clubs have been linked in the national newspapers. A few months ago, about a month or two ago, Barca in Sport and Mundo Deportivo apparently had agreed a deal to sign Dembélé in the summer. They've agreed it with Rennes, they spoke with them. Apparently then that came out that was rubbish. The club denied it, Rennes denied it. That wasn't happening. A few weeks after that, Bayern Munich then was said to have agreed a deal with him. About 20 odd million, 26 million it was rumoured. The deal had already done. It was going to happen in the summer. And again then Bayern came out and said that's not true. And I think it's what's happening now is Rennes know that the clubs are interested. They know that this man is going to be going for a very high price. So what they're trying to do is drive up the interest, really create speculation going around that a lot of clubs are interested, and that of course will drive up the price of this young talent. So they're doing a good job because a lot of people are talking about him, myself included now, and we're going to be having a look at exactly what he's done this season to really warrant this hype. And that's what it is at the moment. He's had one season, probably half a season in 2016, so this is nothing concrete, but certainly on form and on the promise that he showed this season, he's a very big talent. He's made 17 starts in Liga 1, so again, like I say, he's not been playing throughout the season. It was more of a thing that he was brought into the team and suddenly then he took off like a speed train. He scored 12 goals in 17 starts, which is incredible, and he also has 5 assists, so that's 18 contributions to goals in just 17 starts. And I've actually got a stat here. In his goals, he scores a goal every 127 minutes, which is not that far away from a goal a game, which is really impressive for such a young boy. And also taking into account, he doesn't tend to play as an out-and-out striker. He's more of a wide player. He sticks tight to the left-hand side most of the time. He's a left-footed player, so he predominantly plays on that side. And what he likes to do, of course, is cut in like the modern winger does and have a shot. But you can see there from his 5 assists, he doesn't mind taking it down the flank, getting it into the box. He's very versatile in that way because he's played right across the front three for Rennes. He's played on the right-hand side, he's played on the left, and on the occasion, he has played as the out-and-out striker. But he does prefer that attacking midfield towards the left-hand side of the role on the wing. That's where he likes to play because he can get more space there, he can get the ball, and what he does love to do is run at defenders. That is one of his biggest assets, his pace and his power. He's 5'10", which isn't that tall, but you'd also say that's not tiny. He's not, Lionel Messi sized. He's not too small. But what he has got is a physique about him and a very much an athletic sort of player who can go past players. He's strong. He can hold them off. And I think this season, of course, he's still developing as a player, but also as a person. He's only 18 years old. He's still developing to the demands of top level football, and he'll only get better in terms of his physicality. And that's a real trait for him because he's scored some fine goals this season just simply because of his running, his hard work, and the ability to be able to get past his man and ease them out the way. So those 12 goals, really, you want to have a look at them because they really are outstanding, some of the goals, and they're instinct. A lot of them are instinct. Getting into the area, taking the shot early, having a go, and that is something that you cannot teach players. You can't teach players to be in the right position. You can't teach players how to think on the field, and he does everything very naturally, and it's really refreshing to watch a player who's come up, who's a young player, who simply wants to go out there and play football and score goals. And he's done that this season. He's not accepted the hype, he's not got caught up in it all, he's kept his feet on the ground, and he's carried on going, and he's having a really impressive season. And it's going to be so interesting to see where he goes, because the big reports are in France that Rennes do not want to sell him this summer. They want to give him a new contract until 2021, and what they then want to do next season is nurture him and develop him to sell him on for a massive fee next summer. Not this summer, next summer from that. but apparently the player is unsure yet of what to do, whether he should stay at Rennes and keep developing, keep improving, getting first team football, or whether to make that move now while the fee is not extortionate, but he could still go to one of the really top sides. So it's going to be interesting in terms of the player's perspective, and also which club is going to take what is quite a big gamble, because he's not going to be cheap. He's going to be 20, 30 million euros, so it's not going to be a cheap move, but who's going to take the gamble that could possibly pay big dividends to go and get this man? And certainly from a Barcelona point of view, looking at it, we need a young player. We need some young talent, fresh talent to come in and reinvigorate our squad. We need to start planning for the future. So this is the type of player that we should be looking at, because of course we've got MSN, but they're not getting any younger. Messi, of course, Suarez the same. And what we need to start doing is bringing these younger players in and developing them and making them improve. Now, it's on whether Ousmane Dembélé would be happy enough to come in, sit on the bench, learn from Messi, learn from Neymar, which would be fantastic for any young player coming in. But of course, at the same time, we don't want to bring him in and hardly play him, because that will really hamper his development. So the whole situation has to be treated very carefully. Bayern linked, of course, as well, as I mentioned. A lot of teams from the Premier League, apparently. Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, you name it, they've been linked with this player. So certainly in the second half of the season, he has raised a lot of eyebrows, and rightly so, because he's a player who's got technique, he's got promise, he's got athleticism, and in the final third, he really has got the finishing touch. And as a young player, as just an 18-year-old, to have that sort of cool-headedness, calmness, and that clinical nature in the final third at such a young age is really promising for any player. Because what he can do, of course, is he develops his career and develops his ability. He can move into that striker's role if he wants to. He can go a bit more forward, get a bit more of a free role, because when you're at a big club and you start to announce yourselves, you get more responsibility, but you also get more sort of control over where you play on the pitch. And Ousmane Dembélé, like I mentioned, can play anywhere across the front three. He likes to play on the wings, but he can also go down the middle. So if he had that free role, that versatility, that's really important as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see where he goes this summer. I think we should let the situation develop. Let's see how he ends the season at Rennes, see if he can continue that goal-scoring run and that ability to help his teammates with the assists as well. Let's see how he does, continuing developing, and let's see the rumours build up when this season comes to an end, because there's going to be a lot of rumours, there's going to be a lot of reports on this man, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with it. So leave your thoughts down below. If you've watched him extensively this season, let me know what your thoughts of him are. Is he a player that you think could go to the top of the game? Is he a player that we should be going in there and spending quite a bit of our budget on? Or is he not quite at that level yet? Should we restrain from that and hold off for a little bit longer? So let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think. Very interested to hear those thoughts. I'll see you very soon. Until then, though, Visca El Barça.